Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Josh with the Get Business Credit YouTube channel. Today we have a special guest, CEO and founder of Fairfigure. How you doing, Aaron?
Good. How are you guys doing? It's nice to be back on the channel, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. It's been, I think, about 6 months or so since you
About,
were
yeah.
on last. I know that a lot of things have changed and different tweaks, improving Fairfigure. I guess we just want to do a kind of an update, let everybody know about all the changes that are potentially coming, and kind of where Fairfigure from basically a year ago to now. Kind of let you take it over. Appreciate you coming on.
As always, for sure. Yeah, I guess for the folks that don't know what Fairfigure is, we're aiming to be your co-pilot when it comes to all things business credit and business funding. So from start your LLC, you want to start building your business credit. The first thing we'll do is if you have a new company, we'll take your file and submit it over to the bureaus and build your profile for free. If you need to check your scores, which I'm sure you will, we have a business credit monitor that also helps build your scores with trade lines. And then when you're looking for capital, we also have the Fairfigure Capital Card, which is somewhat like a starter line of credit. We fund you a small amount of money, you pay it back on time, we report those payments over, and then as you build experience with us in the bureaus, we'll give you more money. So that's kind of what Fairfigure is in a nutshell. But I'm excited to be on this channel now. So actually this week we're launching V2 of the platform. We're really excited about the changes we're pushing forward on this. We found that a lot of people, are getting kind of stuck 2 years out working on their business credit and not really seeing the results they want. So the whole theme of V2, the platform, is to move quick. And those of you that have been in business for a while, you know that speed is often a strategy, right? But those who are able to run faster are going to win over time. So we want to say, hey, how do we make you run faster? How do we get you to the starting line before your competitor does, right? First thing we're doing is we improved our connectivity with the bureaus. When you create a new company, we're sending those files directly over to them for them to build your profile. Whereas if you choose not to go with the Fairfigure route, build your traditional trade lines and, whatnot, it could take up to a year or so for them to start building that profile for you. Second thing we're doing is we really cleaned up the user interface and making it more readable for you. We have a lot of feedback from our own customers and feedback from people using other platforms. And reading these business credit reports can be quite confusing. Even I get confused sometimes. You have to download this big PDF and try to figure out what vendor is what and who's reporting where and what these numbers mean. It's just also convoluted. And it's like, how can we make this more clear to you so you could actually understand it so you could use it? So on our foundation reports, a combination of 3 different bureau reports there. First thing we do is lay it out side by side, similar to what you see on your consumer credit report. That way you can match vendors across the bureaus and see who's reporting. The second really cool thing we have, and no one else is doing this right now, it's called 3D report. We have a select few group of vendors and lenders that are actually reporting their trade data to us with their logo and information. And that means you could look at your commercial credit scores and your trade lines and actually see who's reporting what. So you can see this vendor, here's their logo, here's their contact, and they reported on this date. So that's a feature we've been expanding on and really building on, and super excited for you all to check it out. The next thing we're working on too is better approval rates for customers. We have thousands of people applying for the card right now, and a lot of them get caught up not due to their company, but due to the company being too new, and that our sponsor bank is not able to find records of them online. So we've really improved this KYC process, is what it's called, for probably like a 60% better approval rates on it. So if you're on the wait list now, you'll start seeing approval soon. If you're going to apply today, we're really excited to get you on board in the program. And the next thing I want to touch on too is the new card that's coming out. We're releasing the Fairfigure credit card. And this is going to be released to people that are joining the platform now on the wait list. This is going to be attached to your EIN, so no personal guarantee, and you're going to be able to set your limit on it. This is a secured commercial credit card, so you can set your limits on it. A lot of folks that don't qualify for capital now, they know they will in a few months. They want to start building their scores. You could load however much you want your limit to be on that card and start using it. It's attached to your EIN and doesn't report to your personal. So you get to kind of build those business credit scores while you're building your business as well.
I guess what sets you, someone that's just trying to build up their business credit, they don't even know where to go to. They of course need all the bureaus that set up, try to fast track it as much as possible. And it can be confusing. People NAV, eCredible. I tell all my students to get those as well, because there's a place for everything. They don't all have the same tools and they don't all do the same mechanism. Like you can self-report with eCredible. NAV, it's a little bit different. Maybe if you want to kind of explain where Fairfigure stands out and how it would be beneficial, especially for those that say, I already have NAV, why would I get Fairfigure?
The question is, how is Fairfigure set aside? So we've been studying the industry and how it is, and there's been a status quo about how things are done, right? So it's the same PDF circulating, it's the same guide circulating, do step 1, step 2, step 3, but as of with everything, there has to be innovation in the process, right? So similar to how in the 90s we had a fax machine and people go, the fax machine's working fine. And, people started using email, and the people that didn't use email and kept using fax machines were kind of left in the past. So there are a bunch of tools that you're still going to see in your office. Sometimes you still see a fax machine. Sometimes you still see a Xerox. Sometimes you do have a landline. You need to also innovate and adopt to newer tools that are being released. And we're aiming to be that email moment for business credit, that WhatsApp moment for business credit, where we're really on the forefront of getting your business funded and helping your business flourish with that funding.
You said about the fax. I actually have a fax machine right over there, and have it hooked up with voice over IP. The only reason for that is because there's still certain underwriters that, like say the Macy's commercial card, you just have to print it off and fill it out and fax it in or mail it. They still haven't got things updated, So there's still a lot of companies behind, and this technology is getting adapted. I guess that's what I'm trying to point out to you viewers. Fairfigure's trying to speed up the process and push others to get that technology, so everything's kind of more streamlined, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a legacy in a system, right? So in the future, once you have your scores up and you want to go get an SBA loan, you're probably not going to connect your link on Plaid and get approved there. They're going to ask for bank statements and tax returns, and you're probably going to have to fax stuff. So, it's really good to have that foundation, some of those legacy things, some of those existing accounts and connectivities that you might have. But it's also important for you to be on the forefront of innovation and be an innovator in the business. And from what I've seen on Josh's channel here, if you're listening to this channel right now, you are an innovator. You are taking those steps to kind of do something different than what other people are doing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even several other YouTube channels, they just talk about, this card, get approved for that, but they don't really break down the process. It's not that easy just to start a brand new LLC and then just think you're going to get funding or get approvals. There's several different factors and elements, but big factor is that foundation part and getting listed with the Better Business Bureau and Chamber of Commerce.org, and show trust to the lenders or the underwriters. And also, like you said, the KYC process. That's very important. You could have good credit and everything else, pass everything else, but if you don't pass the KYC, you're going to have roadblocks.
Yeah, and it's the roadblocks that you're seeing now are small roadblocks, and you could afford to make these mistakes, right? If, for instance, you don't get approved for the Fairfigure card, and we come back and say, hey, these are the reasons why. Maybe you didn't have a website, maybe you connected a personal bank account. The stakes are pretty low. I mean, you could go correct those issues and come back to us, but correct them now, because whenever you go to get that SBA loan, to get that big loan to buy a property or truck, if they deny you, that's a denial. There's no
180 days or 1 year.
Yep, and that's it. So make the mistakes now, get the decline now, maybe get the approval now, but make sure that you're set up so that whenever you go to make that big play, that big move, all your pieces are online. You're going to get that money.
Yeah, or if don't make the mistakes and either one, watch my videos or contact me for the mentorship. I'll give you free consultation on don't be in a rush. Like everybody wants to just get a Sam's Club No PG Business MasterCard and thinks that they just have to get 3 trade lines and an 80 paydex score. Synchrony doesn't even look at Dun & Bradstreet. A lot of underwriters don't even look at Dun & Bradstreet anymore.
Yeah, I'd say a majority don't.
It's Experian now. Ever since all that self-reporting fraud happened and during COVID, it all kind of shifted.
Yeah, and you touch on this too. It's going to be Experian, Equifaxes, and the reason is a lot of them had existing contracts with these companies anyway for personal credit. So it's very easy for them just to add on a commercial report. What they're also looking at too, and I think you touched on this also, a lot of companies are using Credit Safe just for preliminary information to verify that this company is in business. Here's the address, their Secretary of State filing is accurate.
Yeah, Synchrony actually pulls it as a secondary on their Lowe's applications. They will actually pull it, and everything could look like Synchrony use Lowe's card. They actually pull Equifax. But for every other Synchrony card, to say ConocoPhillips revolving gas card, Sam's Club, No PG, MasterCard, Synchrony pulls Experian. They're all using, on all those, they're all pulling Credit Safe just to do a family linkage check and cross-referencing that things are matching up.
Yeah, I think that's why it's important. Like they're talked about like the legacy, like the old fax machines in the room, the PDF guides that are floating around. Get your paydex score and move on. That's not the reality of it now. It's a more encompassing picture. GAMECHANGER. You know, they're looking at your credit safe. They're looking at your Equifax. They might hit your Experian. They're going to go look at your Secretary of State filing. Even now, Plate is launching their own credit bureau. You know, Plate has almost everyone's bank account attached. They're looking at your payment history and what you're spending your money on. So if you look at payroll providers too, so QuickBooks actually sells their data to the bureaus. So every time you're invoicing and processing payroll, that data is in there too. So it's really important to kind of look at the big picture around who your company is projecting and act as if you are that big company. It's a big saying, is act as if. So do you want to act like you're someone who's trying to get your Paydex score up and get that quick loan and get some money? Or do you want to act like that corporation with the website, with the Secretary of State, they're on the Chamber of Commerce, act as if you're going to use that money and, you know, you'll see
legitimate.
Act legitimate and the banks are going to see as legitimate.
Yeah. And I don't even think that really exists anymore as far as like 80 Paydex score and getting approved for anything besides cardboard boxes and packaging tape. Not 30%.
Yeah. I mean,
manufacturers use them even to this day. Manufacturers use it, but that's what their strength is. You know, Dun & Bradstreet is you're trying to get like steel springs from a factory and they're going to look at, they're not pulling Experian or Equifax to give you a manufacturing credit line, you know, and that's just for net 30 terms.
Yeah. So if you're looking for like equipment financing or if you're importing shipping containers, I have a buddy of mine. He works, he has an onion farm actually, and they have to do equipment financing. And I didn't know this, but some of these tractors are like close to $1 million.
Oh yeah.
They're checking your Dun & Bradstreet, but unless you're trying to buy a tractor, like I wouldn't focus so much on that. Don't neglect it. Don't make it your entire picture of what you're trying to do.
Yeah. If you're trying to buy from a manufacturer, like a direct, like say John Deere, directly from John Deere, they could be pulling that. But if it's a lower amount equipment financing, it seems like it's always going to be Equifax for like equipment, truck trailers for 18 wheelers. If it's under like 100,000 equipment leasing, equipment financing, it tends to be Equifax. But yeah, when it comes down to like manufacturers, that's what it seems like. Trucks and you said the potato equipment, onion equipment for farms, that's expensive stuff, you know, you spend millions of dollars on it. That would be Dun & Bradstreet, but still don't neglect one bureau over another. Just don't put all that energy in. Scores don't matter with business credit, in my opinion. Anybody can have a 90 Intel score. Doesn't mean you're going to get approved for anything. It's what's on the report.
Yeah, it's what's on that report and that payment experience on
usage. Yeah, exactly.
And usage on it too. We'll see some folks, you know, we look at reports all the time because we show business credit reports, and someone will be confused. They got a net 30 vendor, they made one purchase on it, and then they didn't use it again, and they're wondering why it didn't boost their score. It's because you're not exercising the trade line. You got the trade line, so you have to use it. So I think that's why it's important too. What vendors you're using, it's like how many packages of boxes are you going to buy?
Yeah.
Realistically, like you have to keep buying over 6 months, you know? Like,
well, just like I tell all my students, I'm not going to have you go after based on your goals and what your business is. I'm not going to have you go after just like Sunbelt Rentals, 40,000. It needs to be, I'd much rather myself have 4 trade lines on Experian that I'm using every single month because it's stuff I need for my business, rather than having 10 trade lines that I'm only using once every couple of months and I'm getting ripped off and paying for stuff I don't need just so I can get a trade line. The bureaus and underwriters can see through that, what you're trying to do.
And that's kind of why the Fairfigure card is really cool and unique, because you could use that card for whatever you need for your business. You take the money and you could buy your advertising, you could buy your packaging, whatever you need with it. And what's really cool about it is on your renewal, so when you want to keep exercising that trade line, if you made your payments on time, we're going to give you a higher limit on it. So if you took it 500, maybe you'll get 2,000 next time. After that, maybe 4,000. So you're actually building your business credit scores while using the money for something you need it for. And I think it's really unique and a little bit different than what's out there right now.
Yeah, definitely. For anybody watching this, thanks for tuning in and watching the whole video. Click the link in the description below to sign up for Fairfigure. I highly recommend signing up with Fairfigure. It should be one tool in your arsenal when it comes to building business credit. And it should be one of your very first tools. Like you just started a business, sign up right away. Like you just register your LLC today, sign up with Fairfigure today. Doesn't mean you're going to get reports and all that instantly. They're going to start reporting trade lines to the business credit bureaus. And it's just one stepping stone to get to your eventual goal that you want to get to for funding. And not just that, but just have options available to you in the near future. You can't do that last minute. It's better to have 10 different loan options a year from now than needing a loan right now and you have to pay 30%, borrow 100,000 and have to pay back 190.
I love that. Whenever you need money, you should have the options to could shop it instead of just taking whoever's going to give you money. So it probably won't be the best rate. So I love that.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely sign up. We'll endorse Fairfigure 100%. And this is the founder and CEO. So, and if you have any questions, put it in the comment section because Aaron checks out the videos. His staff does as well. I do. And I talk to Aaron every other day or so. So if he doesn't get back to you on a comment, I will get back to you. So absolutely. Any final closing message at all, Aaron?
Yeah, we're excited to see you on the platform. If you're not here yet, if you're on the platform already, thank you so much for being part of our growth. We've grown so much over the past year, and this week we're releasing V2, the platform, and we're really, really excited for you to receive it and for it to really help your business and kind of get you to that next level.
We'll have another follow-up video once everything gets released. So maybe in the next week or two, we'll do another follow-up video. So then you can kind of dive in with all the new updates as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. Thanks again, Aaron, for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me as always.
Okay. Until next time, you guys take care. The link will be in the description below. Don't forget to go to fairfigure.com, sign up for the premium account. It's only like, I think $29.95 or so, right?
Yeah, $29.95. And I think you have a discount code too you can give out.
Yeah. So use that, sign up, and you'll thank me later. 3 months down the line, you'll come back and be like, all right. Awesome. All right. You guys take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.